Hello troops, Coach Craig here with this week's lesson. So it's a short one this week, you'll be happy to know. So stay tuned and I'm going to talk about the core. What is the core and what do we mean in terms of interpreting this bracing of the core that you'll often hear physical training instructors say in and around the bazaars. We like to refer more to the terminology of midline because it makes a little bit more sense. And the definition of midline would be the musculature relationship between the pelvis and the spine. So them two separated parts, all the muscles in and around that brace that position to give you stability and support, and more importantly, strength in and around them two, or that vulnerable point of the bone structure. So then, when we talk of core, you'll hear the misinterpretation of like you've got a weak core, or people thinking they've got a weak core just because they're not too good at sit-ups. Now the abs are only a contributing factor of what your core is. So I think this is misinterpretation that comes from when you think of the core of the earth, you go for the centre point. Core of the apple, centre point. Now it's not so much the centre point, I like to think that it's everywhere underneath a man's board shorts, okay? Underneath them board shorts, you've got the large bicep femoris that's situated on the posterior side of the thighs. You've got the quadricep, more importantly the hip flexors. Everyone knows that they're a big contributing factor because they get smoked all the time. And then you've got the abs and you've got the spinal erectors, okay, situated around the rear posterior side of the body. So all them muscles play the contributing factor to what is your core, what is midline support in and around your pelvis and spine. So if you want to get a stronger core, it's about being able to be stronger and more stable in them big, large muscles and not just simply working on the abs all the time. So this is obviously all functional movement when done correctly, because we try to elicit power from the center to outside to the outer extremities. So when you do a clean correctly, that pull through the floor, from the floor through the sequence of pulls, you are contracting wave of energies from the core to the extremity. So that is strengthening the core. Okay, you can obviously create an imbalance, so you'll get some people that are stronger on the rear of the body than the front of the body, but this is normally really noticeable by either an anterior pelvic tilt for people who tend to be weak in the upper hamstrings, glutes, and really strong in the back, and then strong in the hip flexors and really weak in the transabs, like the center or the bottom of the abdominal muscles. The reverse of that is obviously a posterior pelvic tilt, where you will be looking more like Pink Panther over Daffy Duck. Now then, obviously there's an imbalance, and we'd say that you should work more on them weaker muscles, but if there's not an imbalance and it's just general weakness coming from the center, then you just need to keep doing what we're doing, and that's functional fitness. And if anything, lead more towards them true gymnastics movements of static holds, the things that people don't like doing. Doing 100 crunches a day is going to be disgusting, but it's not going to give you as much benefit as doing, like say for instance, Tabata hollow holds every single day for 4 months. Give that a go if you want a stronger core.